All right. Back on, boys, and we are going to get these patch notes going on. So let's do this. That league reveal was pretty fat, man. I don't know. Looks like they barely touched the ascendancies, though. It sucks. I don't know what's up with that, man. I don't know why they keep doing that. It's weird. Whoops. Damn, that's the second time I've done that. Some Chinese site bought x.om instead of x.com. And okay. Let's see here. The patch notes are live. Let's go. All right, here it is. Damn, why am I logged out? That's really strange. Okay. Where we at, man? All right, we're here. Let's scope it out, man. All right, so we know that the Mirage Challenge League looks fucking sick, dude. They're bringing in the Jin from PoE2. I like how there's like a lot of cross-pollination between PoE2, PoE1. I like it, and I really just hope that they end up spurring each other on, and one doesn't end up diluting the other one. I really like the Atlas changes that they made, though. I think that's fucking sick. Okay, so you take on a rogue sect of the Ferrodin. All right. As they sap the energies of captured Jinn for nefarious ends. Okay, the Afrod, the most depraved and twisted Ferrodin, have formed a pact with the Suresh, a powerful necromancer who built an army of undead to take revenge on the Maraketh. Deny their twist. Okay, you will be encountering the physical form of the trapped Jinn. Barashta can augment the magic Mirage and allow you to enter, giving you the option to choose one of 3 wishes. These wishes actually look kind of sick. This looks cool. And in the Q&A, they also mentioned that they are doubling the amount of ground loot that drops. So, and they're talking about like valuable ground loot, not just like alteration orbs or something stupid like that. So they're actually going to be doubling the amount of ground currency that drops. That's what they said, so we'll see how that actually goes. I don't even know, dude. I don't know what's double of 0. You know, that's really how I feel about it. Like, is it really going to matter if they double 0? Because literally 0 drops right now. So we'll see what that actually looks like in practice. It'd probably still be dog shit, but we'll see. At least they're aware of it and they're going to fix it. Okay, so you augment the magic Mirage. She allows you to enter, giving you the option to choose one of 3 wishes before you do so. 3 wishes. These wishes modify the Mirage in powerful, potent ways, transforming the copy within and causing monsters slain to drop powerful loot currency for enhancing your equipment, gear, special caches, even strange mystery cache. Okay. There are standard hardcore. Okay, we already know this. Okay. Okay, we know all this. New content and features. This new Reliquarian dude looks fucking sick. And the cool thing about it is this is going to be ever changing. So it's going to be the next league. It's going to have like a bunch of different new uniques or a bunch of different unique items in it to choose from. They have like an Astra Menace one. I forget what the other ones were. What was it? What up, Just? We got to look. I want to look back at the Reliquarian of the ones that they... Let me go back to the live stream real quick. Let's go to... we'll go to YouTube and do content reveal. Oh, it's right here. First thing popped up. Nice. Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, game director at Path of Exile. Or that's Mark. Let's see.
Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games.
No, that's perfect. What? Okay. Yeah, the Holy Slam does look really cool. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of It reminds me of the hammers, dude, from whatchamacallit. What's the skill where, like, I can't remember if it's in Last Epoch or Diablo or what, but you like you swing your sword and then a giant hammer falls from the ground. Like, I think it's Last Epoch that has it. It looks pretty cool though. It's just like a giga buffed version of that skill. All right, dude, let's check out the Mirage or the Reliquarian Ascendancy. This is what I wanted to look at. Okay, so they have. Dude, they barely touched Ascendancies again. It might be Hammer of the Ancients. Yeah. D4. That's what I'm thinking of, right?
Speaking of Ascendancies, let's talk about the Scion and her new Reliquarian Ascendancy class. For those that have played the Legacy of Frisia events, this class will seem familiar. The Reliquarian is a learned Scion that has studied history at the Oriath Academy. She is a part of a secret society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items. All of her passive powers...
Okay. I'm really curious to see what these other ones are going to be, dude. Because, like, this Ascendancy could be absolutely cracked. Like, this might be, depending on what they put in here, this might be the best Ascendancy in the game. What's up, Prismic? How you doing?
Come from these unique...
Yeah, dude, there's a bunch of cool shit on patch notes. I was just looking at the Reliquarian Ascendancy that they're adding for the Scion. It looks very, very cool. Very cool.
Items found from throughout Rayclast.
Yeah, see? Damn, that's wild. Okay.
After ascending, first select the power of a unique armor. Victario's influence increases the level of...
Look at that, dude. That's so crazy. 40% increased AoE with aura skills, plus 2 to level of all aura skills.
Auras, and gives them a much larger area of effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster, giving you a chance to have extreme elemental resistance against incoming hits. Next, pick from a unique weapon power.
Look at that, dude. Fucking extra Widow Hail? Are you kidding me? Bro, does that mean... Okay, this is my question with this, dude. So does that mean if you make a Scion with a Widow Hail, you can technically get 350% increased bonus gained? Does it stack? That's the question. I'm assuming it does because it's an Ascendancy node and then the other one's an item, correct? So you could technically get 350 on your Widow Hail. I don't know how it works. Does anybody know about the scavenger? You should be able to, right? That's what I was thinking. Dude, that is so fucking insane. That is so insane. Think about that for a second, dude. They did? Okay, they did stack. All right, sick. Yeah, dude, because, bro, this is fucking nuts, man. This is so crazy. Imagine playing a Bama character. Imagine playing a poison Bama character with a really good quiver and 350% bonus from your quiver. Bro, over. Dude, I want to put that into POB and see what the numbers would look like, but it's insane.
Widow Hail greatly increases the bonuses gained from your quiver. Or Martyr's Teaching, which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be...
Dude, look at it. This is one of those ascendancies that they add to the game where you're just like, dude, it's like that meme where the guy's just like the dude is like, what is it? Where the guy busts, he's like rapping or whatever, and then the guy's just like through the crowd. That's what it's like, dude.
Equal to your main hand weapons. Lastly, pick your crown jewel, a unique jewelry power. Astral Projector causes Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astramentus, simply giving you a huge boost to all your attributes.
It's crazy, bro. Wow. Okay. That's pretty crazy, man. I can't believe that they're adding that into the game. I mean, that thing is going to be stupid busted. It really... Give us a unique belt in that slot? Maybe. Well, they said it's going to change every league, right? Yeah, right, dude. Working as intended. We'll see. We'll see how quickly that shit gets shut down. We'll see how fast. It depends on what the other ones are, right? I mean, obviously right there, it doesn't look like anything too busted, but it's sick. It's a cool idea, too. The fact that it's going to change every league and it's not always going to be... Imagine free Mage Blood. Wow, that would be nuts. Every single person would be playing. It would be like 98% of the player base would just be playing the Reliquarian. Okay. Okay, introduce exceptional support gems. So they're taking away awakened support gems, which I think this is a good change, dude. You can still get awakened, enhanced, awakened, enlightened, all that stuff. You can get the awaken, enlighten, awaken, enhanced, and awaken, empower. You can get all those still, but the other awakened gems are removed. These exceptional support gems look pretty busted, bro. Let's go. I want to take a look at these, actually. Let's see. Are they gonna quality of life? It's in the end game changes. I think it's right here. Yeah, right here. See? So this is the old one, Awaken Spell Cascade support. It's going to give you more damage, and on top of that, area of effect of skills also affects area in front of, behind, and each side of the targeted area. That's fucking sick. So these actually look insane. And if I'm being honest, man, these are. Look at the multi-strike one. Pretty crazy, dude. These are going to be cracked. This is also really cool, dude. This coin of knowledge that they added. So this coin of knowledge allows you to corrupt a skill gem, and it imbues it with a random valid intelligence support effect. So you get like a random support gem. And then they have the coin of power, coin of skill for dex and strength. So it's like you use this on a skill gem, and it's like getting a 7 link for free, a 7th link for free. It's really cool. I think they had the I think they showed one that got vicious projectiles. That was the one that they showed on the reveal. I think that's what it was. No, those are the scarabs. The Atlas changes look really cool too, dude. I like that. I like what they did to the Atlas. Where is it? Okay, that's the Atlas. These were the skill gems, I think, right here. No, that was for the areas that you can get after you run the little curios, or like heist curios. Maybe it was after the Awakened Gem one.
And extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life.
This is a really good change, though.
One of the goals here is to provide interesting build choices.
Look at this, dude.
Even at later levels
40% increased
and deep
cooldown
into the
recovery
endgame.
is nuts.
However, we are certainly not aiming to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So, how many are there, And what exactly do they do? There are over 40 new exceptional supports to discover, adding additional enticing drops to bosses that may otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to run, giving players extra reason to take on those challenges. For instance, from the King in the Mists, we have the Hex Toad support. This support creates areas of swampy cursed ground, which spawns toads that bounce towards enemies and then explode, dealing chaos damage. From the Uber Elder, we have the Void Storm.
We can't find it right now, but I'm not. It's very cool, dude. So it basically gives the support gem, or the gem, an extra support. So it's like having, like, if you put it on a 6 link, it'll be like having a 7 link. On the example that they showed, it only rolled a level 1. So I'm wondering if it can roll a range on there or not. So it says it imbues it with a random valid dexterity support effect. So I don't know, can it roll like a level 20 vicious projectiles? Could you get like a 20-20-20 gem or something like that? I don't know. That'd be cool though. We'll just have to see. So they added the new skill, Divine Blast. That looks pretty cool. All of these new skills look pretty cool, dude. These holy skills. Shield of Light. Dude, the Shield of Light looks like it could be very busted. I believe that this also affects your minions, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, if you have Shield of Light and you have a bunch of minions, I believe that the waves emanate. Yeah, they do. So the waves will emanate from allies in a radius around the first target struck towards that target. So that means that you could do like a Shield of Light, like, minion build, which, I don't know, dude, that might be pretty sick. We'll have to scope it out. Okay, so new Transfigure Gem. We got Shockwave, Totem of Authority. Summons a totem that shakes the earth around you. Damage. Okay, so it's just like regular Shockwave, but we don't know the numbers on these. The numbers are what's going to tell the real story, dude, until we get the actual JSON file. Then we'll actually figure it out, I guess, once they release the JSON file. Or maybe they'll release like a teaser later on in the week just showing. I don't think we'll have the numbers, though, until probably almost right up to the league. So charge dash of projection, channel to project an illusion. Okay, this is interesting. Gain stages, stop maximum total. Waves of area damage frequently pulse along its path based on your attack speed. Okay. This is, I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll have to see what this looks like. We'll have to see the actual skill gem. Flamethrower Trap of Stability, dude. I don't know why I didn't have this pulled up already, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see once again. We won't know any of these. We won't know any of the numbers on these. This is crazy, dude. They already added a transfigured gem, a transfigured version of Kinetic Fusillade. Nuts. Create hovering kinetic projectiles. After a short duration, the projectiles explode, dealing area damage. Dude, like this skill could get any better. It just did. Now it has an AoE component to it. So, I mean, this is probably going to be absolutely insane. Orb of Storm of Squalls. So Orb of Storm's getting a new Transfigured Gem. Shock Nova is getting a new Transfigured Gem. Storm Burst is getting a new Transfigured Gem. Siphoning Trap. They're adding a new Strength Intelligence support called Blessed Call for Warcry support. Strength and Intelligence support gem. Excommunicate supports melee attacks, causing them to gain a % of physical damage as extra fire and lightning, and excommunicate enemies on melee hit. Exemplar supports minion skills, causing your minions to have increased critical strike chance and crit multi. Huh. Yeah, baby, Shock Nova. The Stormburst one I'm really interested to see, dude. Stormburst is already pretty busted, especially like Stormburst totems. That'd be pretty cool. We'll have to see what this actually does. Okay, so they added 10 new rune graphs. Okay, we only saw the two that were, the two look kind of weak. Like, I think one was for rage, like gain rage when you use a flask or something like that. And then the other one was just like Arcane Surge gives life regeneration instead of mana regen or something like that. Okay, so we got a new tab for the currency stash tab, so it's no longer exotic anymore. It's 2 new sub stashes, Atlas and League. Okay. Endgame changes. Okay, so this is where they really cooked, I feel like. I think they did a really good job on this, the way that the new Atlas looks. We can watch it again if you guys want. It's actually really cool. So I like what they did here. This is cool.
Weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely. To explain how this changes your interactions with the Atlas, we first want to establish some context while having a bit of a trip down memory lane. 27 expansions ago, back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, the War for the Atlas, we had a mechanic on the Atlas where the Shaper and Elder were engaged in war. This manifested as influence regions on the Atlas that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions made the Atlas feel more like a physically connected space, rather than just a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions. We realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps. The first major change we'll be making to solve this is divorcing map items from specific areas.
Nice.
As an example, instead of
I'm willing to make a bet right now that we see a very, very, very similar mechanic in the PoE2 endgame rework. I'm almost willing to bet everything I have on it. We're going to see something super similar. In fact, what I think it's going to be is you're going to have like biome stones, like stones that work in specific biomes. And it's going to be just like this. You're just going to be able to choose the map layout that you want. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be similar to this. Like, you're still going to have the waystones, but they're going to work like only certain waystones will work in certain biomes, but you'll be able to choose the map within that area. I'm pretty sure that's how it'll work. It'll be something really similar. Watch.
Having a Mesa map, you will now find, say, a tier 10 map. To open a Mesa map now, just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item, click activate, and you're good to go.
Bro, this makes the Atlas completion so much fucking easier. It's insane. It's such a huge...
that Mesa may drop a tier 11 map. You can then immediately return to your map device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again. Or choose a new map to use it on. It's your choice.
This is a huge W, dude.
This is one of the many benefits to this change, which is that if you're the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over, or the type of player who prefers to jump around, it is equally easy to do either strategy or even switch between them at a moment's notice. For example, if one day you're farming burial chambers, hoping to eventually get a headhunter from divination cards, and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam Mesa for peak boss killing efficiency. Up until now, this would have required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting all your favorite maps to Mesa, or doing a whole bunch of trading. You'll also notice that the structure of the atlas has changed. If you haven't played in a while, here's a look at it before and after. You will now begin at the center of the atlas, with each corner housing one of 4 voidstone slots. In addition, all content accessed from your map device now exists physically on the atlas.
Oh, why that shit
so you can
that.
see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time.
This is so easy.
Don't
this
worry
is
though.
so cool, dude.
You don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league. You now gain 1 atlas skill point per unique map.
And you only have to do 10 of the unique maps. So that's awesome. You only get 10 points from the unique maps. You don't have to run every single one of them. You can just run the half that you want. Awesome. Okay, cool. So you now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique. Okay, so the remaining Atlas skill points have been moved to other places. Now you can get more total Atlas points than before. That's awesome. Arcane Astrolabes. These were the oh yeah. Okay, so these were sick, dude. Watch this. These are very cool. I think this is them. Yeah, these are the Astrolabes. So adds a shaped region to a quadrant of the Atlas. Adds a shaped region containing blight encounters to a quadrant of the Atlas. So this is cool because on top of this, you can also do the Mirage mechanic. So the Mirage mechanic is going to allow you to farm the same mechanic over again in your map. So like if you did a region of blight or a region of abysses or ritual or whatever, the Mirage will allow you to repeat those league mechanics. So these two things will tie in together. It's pretty awesome.
Weave the Atlas together, severing them. With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects. When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas, a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant, affecting many of the maps within it. There are many different kinds of astrolabes, and they apply different types of shaped regions.
Alright, I'm back to buying supporter
For
pack,
example,
guys.
an abyssal region, which causes all the maps to have an additional abyss.
This is fucking
Or
cool.
a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter.
I like this. Yeah, so anyway, I think that's really cool. I think we're going to see some really, really positive changes, dude. I'm going to buy the most expensive one. That's what I've done every league since I've started, but the last two league launches, I said, fuck that, I'm not doing it again until they start getting their shit together. You know what I mean? We had some pretty boo-boo league launches, dude, the last couple of ones, but this is cool. This is what I like to see, man. They really put in work. The numerical changes and stuff on the ascendancies is pretty lackluster, but dude, they more than made up with it with all these changes, dude. Like to the end game, I love that new Atlas, bro. The new Atlas is so fucking cool, man. Do you know how easy it's going to be to complete your Atlas now? You just click on the next thing, dude. You just need to find the tier map that you need to run, and then it's just going to be like boom, boom, boom. You're just going to be able to complete it. Yeah, I can't believe. Look how much content is in this patch, dude. It's a lot. Okay. Okay, completing the content by the astrolabe will remove the shape region of influence. You can also get the thing that will allow you to run it again. Once you successfully rid the Atlas of the shaped region, Egon will take you to one of 4 memory vaults. So that's where they had all the unique items in there. That looked cool. It's kind of like heist curios, which we all know what we do on this channel. We always stay heisting, and we will still be heisting in 3.28. Heist did not get touched at all, so we are still in there. We're still in there like swimwear, baby. We're still going to be heisting. In fact, we're going to do 5 ways up until we can build our heister. Then we're just going to do heist. Okay, so interacting with the map device now opens the Atlas screen. Clicking on locations. Okay, certain locations will require special map items to access, such as unique maps, Shaper Guardian, Nightmare maps, blah, blah, blah. We already know that. Okay, memory skills have been removed from originated. You can still collect petals, which now instead grant a higher chance to find items with memory strands. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, this shit did not. This. I'll put it in Mark's words. This did not land. That's what he said. Okay, so the Decayed Voidstone. They added a new Voidstone. You're killing both Shaper and Elder. It can also be attained from defeating Uber Elder. Okay. You now receive a Voidstone from killing both Exarch and Eater of Worlds instead of one. Oh, wow. Okay, so never mind. So it's still 4 Voidstones, right? Oh, no, no, no. No, the extra Voidstone is now obtained from killing the Incarnation of Dread. Interesting. Okay, I didn't see that part. Okay. Okay, they introduced new memories. The threads of the Originator quest line now award a skill book granting 2 Atlas. Okay. So you're getting Atlas points from completing that quest. Dude, they fucking removed tier 17s. Oh. Dude, the heavens have smiled upon us, dude. These are fucking gone. No more tier 17s, dude. Oh, I'm so excited about this change, bro. It's so nice. Okay, slightly increase the reward values of originator maps. Okay, we know about the mortal fragments. Okay, so when you click on, like, if you want to go fight at Ziri, like, if you click and you just want to put the mortal fragments in there, it'll automatically populate if they're in your inventory. That's pretty cool. I'm assuming it works the same for fragments as well. Okay, so no more Kurak missions. They got rid of scouting reports. We already knew that from Dreamcore's video. He called that shit. Side quest divination card has been temporarily disabled. I cannot believe that they did not touch kinetic blast of clustering. I'm still just blown the fuck away by that. It's crazy. But, I mean, there's still time, obviously. They still have till next week to completely nerf it into the ground, but we'll see what happens. Reduce the chances for quality currency to drop from synthesized monsters and synthesized maps. Interesting. Okay. The effect of 20% quality on maps has been reduced. Cartographer chisels and standard leagues now provide... Okay, that's for standard. Okay. Okay, so the Maven chisels all got nerfed? Wow. Okay. Fascinating. Quality applies to pack size instead of item quant. Can no longer appear as corrupted. Okay. Chisels now always apply 20% quality to maps. Huh. Okay. Empyrean apparatus unique strongbox no longer has modifier granting contained items that have additional quality. Eldritch altars influenced by the Syrian Exarch can now grant orbs of scouring. Eldritch altars influenced by the Eater of Worlds can no longer grant orbs of scouring. Okay. But that's a weird change. Greatly reduce the amount of items dropped from explosive barrels in the fortress map. These barrels will now drop a comparable number of items to barrels in other maps. The efficacy of ambush scarab of discernment has been reduced. Huh. That's okay. Dude, I'm seeing here that there are a lot of nerfs. And I'm wondering why are they nerfing the things that are... I mean, I'm sure they're making up for it in other ways, but... Because I think they doubled the amount in the Q&A at the end of the thing. He said that they doubled the amount of ground loot. In fact, we could actually watch that because it's actually really interesting what he said. Let's see. Let's go to Ziggy D's channel and check him out. So here's the Q&A from Ziggy D.
Great. The new GoDaddy Arrow has AI marketing tools to help
G'day Exiles, welcome back. Ziggy D here, joined by game director Mark Roberts and Bacchus. I was trying to find where, for me, the idea of where some of these things trace back to, and for me it was actually like Legion, like farming low tier maps. I think those are a great mechanic for various reasons, but they don't necessarily scale with difficulty in the same way as regular content can. They don't have as much of that element of surprise, and I think trying to like really figure out where a lot of this comes down to, like what's the actual issue if you like kind of peek through the curtains a bit. I think it's just that people are getting their loot in ways that feel like it isn't earned, like it's too disconnected from the gameplay, right? Like you've either got like non-combat drops being really good, things like shipments and the auto mappers, or loot tiles, which have that kind of like preordained feeling, so it's not as directly correlated with the content you're doing. So I'm just curious kind of like how you guys are feeling about or tracking with that, just discussion in an overall sense before we dive into some of the specifics.
Well, you know, there's obviously, look, item drops are complicated. This model is complicated. The system is complicated, and it's easy to get lost in the weeds and all that. But honestly, let me simplify it down. Yes, if people don't think it's good enough, it's not good enough. So we'll fix it, right? And now, obviously, these things can take time, but I mean, we'll immediately just to get right in there, because I know what people actually want to know is, what are you doing about it? So let's get to that straight away, which is, at least for now, given that we have, a week till release. But that being said, we can always make loot better mid-league, right? That's never a problem.
That's never a problem.
It's taking away this problem. But, yeah, look, as I said, if you say it's not good enough, it's not good enough. That's how it is. That's just the nature. If the players, and I mean the audience at whole, is like, it sucks, then it sucks, right? So
wait, guys,
better.
hold on.
So
hold on. This doesn't look right. Hold on. Oh, never mind. We don't have Jonathan anymore. I forgot. I got rid of him. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. Okay, I thought I was gonna add Jonathan to the picture, but
to start with,
I don't know where he went.
You know,
I deleted him.
What we're going to be doing, instead of there might be some terminology here I need to make sure I acknowledge people don't understand. We will effectively be doubling all the currency.
And this is from
number
like,
one. From core drops, as we call it. Yeah. Not windows, not tile loot, whatever all the terminology is. Obviously, that will then, by consequence, diminish the rewards from window loot and tile loot. Yes. That is intentional.
Just economically speaking, you mean, like...
Yes, correct. As in just proportionately, one goes up, the other is now less value proportionally.
Yeah, just like inflation and whatnot.
What else are we doing? We're going to do a bit of a pass on... like, memory strands was an attempt to try and get equipment... So that's the currency. The equipment... Memory strands was an attempt to get equipment drop to be more impactful. When you identify it. I would say that system didn't... it has its purposes, but it didn't land as good as we wanted, so we're just reassessing that, since we're also making changes to the in-game around originator maps and all that. Look, they're going to be better. There'll be generally more strands. They'll have higher impact. So identified items via that means will just be better. We're also we're going to see if we can do it in time to make sure that it also doesn't just pick bad base types.
Oh, yeah, that's already been done.
There you go.
Nice.
Sweet. Well, we did a lot of this yesterday.
So base type biasing?
It has yes, so it still can technically, if you get rather unlucky, pick a lower tier base type, but it's heavily biased towards picking higher tier base types to put the memory strands on.
Okay, that's cool. I remember like a long time ago, it was not like that was avoided specifically. It was like, oh, some people might want like a groove bow or something instead.
I mean,
Sure.
I think at this point,
whatever.
yeah, whatever.
Deal with it, I guess. Greater good is often the way to look at that. And then, look, we're doing some other things. We're going to have ancient orbs, fracturing orbs added to the core drop pools.
That's cool. So they're going to add fracturing orbs to the core drop pool. So, and ancient orbs. So they're doubling. You said they're going to double the ground loot. So that's cool. Oh, look at this, dude. This is fucking sick. Ritual Scarab of Corpses, which causes rituals in the area to contain an additional rare itemized corpse. This is very cool. This will make specters very, very easy to get. That's awesome. Okay, so they introduced the Kalguran Scarab of Enriching, Expedition Scarab of Infusion, which makes logbooks dropped in the area always drop with the 4 implicit modifiers and causes expedition monsters to gain increased difficulty. Okay, for each remnant detonated. Okay. Huh. Nice. This is cool. Yeah, so I guess they're just nerfing like the quality and quantity stuff, but it looks like they're making a lot of positive changes for like the other ways that we can get loot on top of buffing the loot pool is what it seems like. So we'll have to see. Gonna drop, but super. Yeah, man, for sure. I'm very excited for it. Okay, so they added a bunch of maps back to the Atlas. Wharf's coming back. Nice. Okay. Reef. Reef's coming back. Foundry. They're removing all these. Okay. So the Atlas passive tree changes. Life Force found in your maps is granted as a random crop instead at 250% of the value. Previously 150% of the sulfite. Okay. Refiner's Bargain buffed. Okay. Pillage and Plunder now has veiled items dropped by... Okay, this is a cool one. This is a cool change. So, like... running Betrayal with Pillage and Plunder might actually be worth it now, because they're gonna drop with a Fractured Veiled modifier if you have this picked. This might actually make some of those items worth something. We'll just have to see how that works. Yeah, baby, look. Smuggler caches. Secret Stash Atlas passive now grants your maps have a 30% chance to contain smuggler caches. Previously 12%. The grant a chance for your map to contain now grant 10% each. Previously 4. Did they add anything else? Come on, dude. They didn't touch anything else for heist? Fuck. I wish they would let no honor among... I think it's no honor amongst thieves, right? Oh, they did. They did change it. No honor amongst thieves. Now has your maps have... your maps that contain smuggler caches have 15% chance to contain 6 additional smugglers. Previously 5% chance. Nice. Okay, that's sick. That's a fat buff, dude, for farming blueprints. Look at this, dude. Okay, hold on. Okay, never mind, dude. They only changed friends in high places. I was hoping that they were gonna change the other one. What is it? Can never remember the name of this one for some weird reason. Casing the joint. I was really hoping they were going to change casing the joint. My eyes are going bad, bro. Fuck. Okay. Okay, so Keepers of the Flame is going core. We know that. Did we ever find out what they were doing with the Genesis tree? Did they ever announce that? I was on a phone call earlier, so I wasn't able to watch all this shit. Let's see. Keepers going core. Let's watch this little section. It's only like a few minutes long.
Of changes. One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles, meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear. In order to prevent that, walls and hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage. But we also wanted to make sure we reduce the visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller. To allow players to engage with hive encounters quicker when they do want to help Aelith, we've added a new Atlas passive which drastically increases the detonation area of unstable burrows, causing them to reliably chain react and destroy the majority of remaining walls. For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all, there's now a pair of keystones that allow you to block hive encounters or unstable breaches, if you want.
Nice, okay. So you can block them. You don't have to
Now
deal
that
with
this is a
walls
core
every
league,
time you
we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each womb gift slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats. Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single area, for maximum ruckus.
Nice. That's sick.
Speaking of Atlas Tree and Scarab support, we've added plenty. Here are a few examples. The Massing Forces Atlas notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches in your maps. The Breach Scarab of the Marshal guarantees
Bro,
a breach
farming is
boss
gonna be
or
fucking
high fortress,
It's gonna be
while
so
the Breach
cracked,
Scarab
bro.
of the Incensed Swarm replaces all of Aelith's skills with Enrage the Hive, increasing the difficulty and reward from hive monsters in all subsequent waves. Graft items will no longer exist, but we've moved several of the graft skills to new exceptional supports, such as the Hiveborn support, which summons an army of breach minions to do your bidding when you use a supported offering skill, and the Foul Grasp support, which calls forth a field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach them. We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers also has to offer. From the new bosses and their bloodline, through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options, like Foulborn Uniques. Also with its new narrative, we look forward to extrapolating on all of this and learning more about Aelith, the Hiveborn, and its Breach Lords in the future. That covers all the new content we're adding, and that was a lot.
Okay. So it looks like what they're doing is they're just removing the graft portion of the tree. Of the Genesis tree. Where do they show it again? Where was it at? I think it's right here.
I don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now...
Okay, so that's what it's going to look like now. So you're going to have the unique one, the item one, the mysterious one, and then the currency one. So they just removed the graft one. Did they add anything here? It doesn't look like it, right? No, it's identical. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to know what they were going to do with the tree. So they removed all the graphs, obviously. We don't have that shit anymore. they nerfed Barracks Respite, the Foulborn one, and you can no longer the ignited enemies no longer explode. Yeah, that was pretty busted, dude. A lot of people were using that. Dude, Liege of the Primordial is DOA, man. Dead on arrival. I'm gonna spoil it for you guys right now. Liege of the Primordial is out. This shit's gone. No more buffs from your golems, dude. So now the Elementalist isn't gonna get played as much. Okay, so the red, green, and blue dream got nerfed. Foulborn, Hand of Thought and Motion got nerfed. Obviously, that had to happen. Although I don't know if this is really going to be that significant of a nerf. 3% instead of 5%? Because it doesn't look like they touched the base. They didn't touch the rare base that the accuracy stackers were using, the Storm Rider boots. I didn't see that anywhere in here. Let's see. Did they touch him? No, they didn't touch the Storm Rider boots, dude. So that's pretty crazy. Damn, they nerfed the Foulborn Toolborn. That's really crazy, man. Wow. Okay. That's an interesting nerf. Okay. I was using that on my Ice Spear of Splitting character. So I'll lose 1 gem level. Okay, so they're removing Harbinger. Fracturing Orbs and Ancient Orbs are going to the core drop pool. Engineer Orbs, Harvey Orbs, Orb of Horizons can no longer be obtained. Okay, all the shards. Gone. Oh, look at this. So now shipping ores and bars in King's March will return currency item, and shipping crops will return equipment items. That's interesting. The favored resources can now be re-rolled at the ports. That's cool. It just costs 15k gold. That's not bad. And now you can target farm which attribute tattoo you want to get. Okay. That might be pretty lucrative, actually. They decreased the farmer's gold wage cost. And then they increased the cost for the mappers. Okay, so they changed up some betrayal stuff. Let's see. It that fled in transportation now offers a trap stash with Foulborn unique items. Whatever. You can just get those off the tree. That's really weird. Why would they add that as a thing? Interesting. Okay. It that fled in fortification now offers a crafting spree with a random breach ring. Okay, these don't look like very good rewards, dude. I don't know. It looks like betrayal's just not getting anything very significant. So Delve, the Sulfite Scarab, no longer has map owner gains 150% more Sulfite. Okay. The amount of Sulfite gained from Sulfite veins chest has been increased. Okay. Doubled at the highest level. Okay. What? Okay. Okay, so now when you start off as the Templar, you're going to start out with Holy Strike instead of that fucking terrible skill that you start out with, dude. Thank God. Totem placement. That would be... Dude, like I used to hate starting a Templar in the gauntlet because you always start with the fucking slow-ass skill. Big wind-up, just getting crushed. Okay, ranged attacks, totem placement speed now also scales the speed at which totems emerge. Okay. Ranged attack totems now have a base placement speed of 0.5 seconds, previously 0.35. Okay. And Blight will now channel towards enemies from further away when used totems. Huh. Intelligence now inherently grants 1% increased maximum energy shield per 10 intelligence, previously 5. Huh, okay. Here we go. Dude, this is crazy, bro. These skill gem I was browsing over these earlier. This shit's insane. So Absolution and Vol Absolution are getting a fucking gigantic buff, dude. So I don't know how to POB this, but Sentinels of Absolution from the Vol Absolution skill are now going to be grant 40% more damage and have 44% more area of effect. That's insane, dude. The Vol Absolution Necromancer is going to be absolutely cracked to play now. It's going to be cracked. That shit's insane. Detonate Dead Scavenging got nerfed. Earth Shatter got nerfed. Energy Blade got nerfed. Holy Flame Totem got buffed. 3 to 6 projectiles instead of just 3 at all levels. What up, Ricky? Orb of Storms can now be supported by Spell Echo. That's sick. Penance Brand got nerfed. Oh, wait. No, wait. Now activates every 1 second. Yeah, it got nerfed. Yeah, it's a nerf. That portal self-damage build got nerfed. You can't use that anymore. That was a pretty funny build, though. If you guys didn't see, you should check it out. Static Strike, dude. The Static Strike with the new transfigured version might actually be really good. This is a cool skill. It just feels like shit to use. Maybe the new transfigured gem will be better. No, Cyclone's not. They didn't do anything to Cyclone. Dude, they barely touched any of the skills, really. I mean, look at this. It's a very short list, the skill gem changes. But we still have a week. So you never know. Stormburst now places an orb immediately on casting rather than the first orb being placed one cast into the process of channeling. And then they did the change to sweep. So it's called Holy Sweep now. Swings a two-handed mace in a circle, calling down holy hammers to land randomly on a number of enemies. It actually looks really cool. But we don't know the actual numbers on it yet. So we'll have to I don't know if they changed like the effectiveness of added damage or anything. We'll have to see what it looks like. Viper Strike with the Mamba got nerfed. Winter Orb. Projectile speed modifiers. Affect the time it takes to restrict and impact their own previous projections. Huh. Okay. So Winter Orb got a buff for projectile speed to affect it. Okay. And then the Vol changes right here. Domination and Absolution. Vol Absolution is going to be cracked, guys. That Vol Absolution build that I put together with the Necromancer, it's fucking gonna be busted this league. Holy shit. Because I don't think they didn't touch Doriani's prototype either, so I mean it's gonna be the same thing. That build will still be viable. It'll be even way better. It's gonna be way better. It's really good right now still. My Ice Spear splitting build is didn't get touched either, so I'm probably gonna play that eventually as well. But we are going to level up a 5-way carry build. I'm trying to work on the budget version of it right now. Okay. Okay, so all Awakened support gems have been removed. You're still going to be allowed to get Awakened Empowered, Enlightened, Awakened Enhanced. And then yeah, this font got removed for its Awakened version. Auto Exertion got nerfed. 5% more mana reservation. Yeah, Overexertion got nerfed. So Slams got nerfed a bit. Here we go. Ascendancy changes. This is what I wanted to see right here. This is nothing to really write home about, though, just so you guys are aware. So Death's Fury, the Hynekora Death's Fury from the Chieftain got nerfed. By a lot. By half the damage. But now it's 10% chance to explode instead of 5. Dude, okay, so the Sentinel of Radiance is now permanent for the Guardian. This is interesting. And has approximately 36% more movement speed. The Sentinel still doesn't persist between areas. This is fucking awesome, dude. This is like one of the main gripes that I've ever had about running Guardian. Was it that minion is so slow and it's just you have to keep like hitting him every time you get to a new pack. Very cool. Effects that grant random shrine buffs such as Guardian's Harmony of Purpose. Now grant greater shocking freezing or skeletal shrines. Whatever. Okay, I don't know, dude. These Guardian changes, I mean, just this one's kind of cool. I don't know about this Hollowing Flame on melee hit. Some of these changes are just kind of like baffling. I don't know, dude. Like when I'm looking at an ascendancy like the Guardian, like barely anybody plays it, right? So you would think that they would just take it and just shake it up and try to make it crazy or like at least decent, but it's not. Okay. So the Warden lesson of the season notable now grants negative 25% damage taken each damage type from spell hits per bark, previously negative 15. Avatar of the Wilds now grants 100% more elemental damage while unbound. I don't know, dude. See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. I don't understand why they make these like they're like little baby changes to these ascendancies. Like this right here. 30% less damage with triggered spells, previously 35%. Okay. So you get a little bit 5% more. 50% cooldown recovery rate. So this coupled, dude, this is kind of crazy, right? So with the Clockwork Notable and that cooldown recovery skill gem, you can get almost 100% cooldown recovery. Just an FYI. So that means you'd only need to get 10% more cooldown recovery. You'd be at 100% increased CDR. So I don't know. Can that cooldown recovery gem support traps? Because that might open up a whole new... wait, this isn't the right video. That might open up a whole new thing. Let's see. Where did they show the cooldown recovery one? Okay, no, that was... Anyway, it's there. I don't want to keep fast forwarding and rewinding that video, but it's there. 40% cooldown recovery. And then plus like Clockwork would be 90%. So Elysia the Primordial is done, dude. Done. So they finally put the final bullet in the Elysia the Primordial. No more Golem increased effect. The Ascendant, the Assassin notable damage cannot be reflected. Previously damaged from your critical strikes. So that's kind of cool. Here we go. Bloodline changes. Let's see if any of these look really good. Okay, so the King of the Might, King of the Heritage, and King of Contempt. King's Contempt bloodline now grant their respective aura effect while you have minimum frenzy endurance. Okay. This Breach Lord bloodline looks pretty fucking nuts right here, dude. That's interesting. All added damage will be treated as added lightning damage. That's kind of cool. Bloodline pass now has a base duration of 3 seconds, previously 2, and now is 5% of your maximum lifetime. Okay. Huh, okay. Okay, so we got a little passive skill tree changes. Added 2 new clusters to the west of the Templar starting area, one granting accuracy effect of consecrated ground, the other granting accuracy and attack area of effect. Added a new protection mastery that provides 50% of damage from your hits cannot be reflected, replacing the mastery that granted 65% reduced effective wither on you. Evasion and energy shield mastery got nerfed. Fire mastery that granted 50% chance to refresh ignite duration on critical strike has been replaced with granting plus 12% fire damage time. Okay. It looks like self-igniting is going to be a thing with that other weapon that they said they were going to add. See if we can find it. I wish they would do this for everything. Instead of just saying nearby, they should just add what is the radius. Should do that for everything, not just descriptions for poison. Oh shit, Blood Notch got fucking nerfed. Look at that. 20-30% of damage taken from stunning hits is recovered as life instead of 40 to 60. Damn. I mean, I don't know how bad that's going to affect cast when stunned, but it probably won't be too bad. Yeah, dude, they didn't really change very many items at all. They added a replica item, gifts from above. Maybe that'll be good for heist. I don't know. Yeah, dude, it's weird. We're still not getting any, like... I'm wondering if they're going to do, like, a big class balance, like, change soon. Add me on. I'll pull up on your stream with my squad, dude. Add me on Discord. All right, that's pretty much it, dude. Currency items now account for a significantly larger portion of dropped items. This change has allowed currency rewards from slaying of enemies to be more competitive with other sources. So this is cool. So hopefully, I mean, I know that they've said shit like this in the past, and I didn't really notice a change at all, but we'll have to see if they actually, like, turn the knob up on this a little bit, because this would be very, very cool. Oh shit, look, Primordial Bond got fucking nerfed. Ouch. They don't want golems anymore, that's for sure. There were a lot of people playing golems, dude. Kind of mandatory if you're playing elementalist. It's good though. I think that's a healthy change. The golems were getting too out of control, dude. Medium exerted attack clusters can now roll the new notable holy word. Small attack block clusters now roll a new notable fiery aegis. Oh, nice. They've made essences 10 instead of 9. That's cool. I was always wondering why it was 9. It's weird. Okay. Okay, and we know about the UI changes. The divination card changes were really cool. All in all, dude, this is a huge W. I'm going to buy another supporter pack now. I think they earned that shit. It was a good patch, dude. I mean, they're still gonna add more too. They're still going to add more shit. But for now, I mean, we're just going to test this out. I'm going to try to make a budget 5-way carry build. And then let me check on my my Claude code real quick. Okay, and then... Okay, cool. Let's do this, dude. All right. Where are we at? I think we are now at the... Yeah, we got to go to the... I make something very similar to this on League Start, just for League Start purposes. Just do Lightning Arrow. Lightning Arrow's super simple to build, dude. It's not complicated at all. You just need high elemental damage on your bow, some attack speed. You just get more arrows, and then you mark on hit, the sniper's mark, and it's got pretty good clear. It's basically a glass cannon, but we're going to be speccing into something completely different, so... Because we're eventually going to do kinetic blast of clustering, so that's what we want to do. I haven't played a bow character on League Start, aside from Bama, in a long time. I need way more mana leech, too. Okay. Putting lightning warp on a Zenith's mark is really, really good. Then we get Hydrosphere in there. I'm gonna grab this. Actually, no, I don't really need it. That's the other door. Where is it? Alright, there it is. Dude, lightning arrow is so fun. I forget how fun it is to play this build. He also said in the Q&A that they're going to start working on the leveling skills as well. I guess that's going to be like the next pass through they do. They're going to work on like balancing the leveling skills or making them better, or like we're not just using rolling magma over and over again. Dude, where the fuck is this thing at? Oh, it's right here. I missed it. What do we want? Yep, more attack speed. More attack speed, the better. There it is. All right. I'm glad that they're leaving this Quillborn foul, or the Quill Rain Foulborn version in there. Making things so much easier to level with the bow skill, or with the bow build. That's the only thing. You got to take out Lightning Warp on these bosses because that shit'll just fucking wreck you. You just keep teleporting right into all their attacks. Look how crazy that is, dude. I could just sit here and hold this down with no mana. That's so crazy. I'm glad they didn't remove that modifier on the item. It's so crazy looking. All right. Enough of that. I put back in lightning warp now. It's better once I have hydrosphere, but I can't get it. I can't get it to 38. I didn't see any changes to the Genesis tree, which is pretty fucking crazy. The Genesis tree just prints like good items, man, especially for leveling. But that means we won't have access to the Genesis tree until we get to Act 6, so... I mean, it's kind of a trade-off, right? You can't get it very early on, but you can get it after Act 6. Nice, there we go. We got our other projectile. Okay, let's see. So I gotta check something real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. here next? I had to get precision too. I forgot to grab that. I should probably grab that next. I'll hook it up to... I'll probably hook it up to arrogance. I think it's about time to switch the bow, though. It's just, dude, it's too good having not have to worry about mana. The only time I have to worry about mana is if I want to warp around or use my Asena's mark. Then I'll use mana. Or I also have my sniper's mark hook up to it too, but I just need a little bit more leech. Actually, you know what? Fuck, I should have done that instead of going for the additional accuracy, but we'll get that. We'll get that that one first. Driving at the moment, man. My squad's gonna pull up on your stream. Just add me on Discord, man. My squad's gonna pull up on your stream. Sick, dude. I thought you said that last night too. That's crazy. I thought they were pulling up heavy. What happened? When you really think about it, that message makes no sense, right? Like, why wouldn't you just have your squad pull up on my stream? Why would I need to add you on Discord in order to do that? Like, that's like literally one of the worst bot messages I've ever seen. It literally makes no sense. They're not even trying to convince me that they're not a bot. They're just like, hey, man, I'm a bot. I'm going to keep saying the same shit that doesn't make any sense. Guess what I do, man? I like to make graphics for streams. Yeah, I'm really into it. Oh, by the way, add me on Discord 10 minutes into the conversation after I already thought I was a real person. This is so ridiculous, dude. The Foulborn Quillrain is I don't know, dude. It's ridiculous to level with. Oh shit, we got this already? Let's go. Okay. We'll get one more. And then we're going for more leech. I wonder if it's... I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sustain it, but we'll see. If we can sustain our mana, we'll switch out the weapon. There's so many builds that I want to play in this next league. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. Can't wait. We start making some money though, right out the gate this time. Yeah, I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm gonna do just nothing but carries, 5-way carries. That's it. Do that and just make a couple mirrors, and then I can just play whatever I want. I'm gonna play the economy smart this time too. You just invest all your money into fucking into divine orbs, dude, when they're cheap. Just like investing in stocks. Oh damn, that's crazy. I shouldn't have stood right there. All right. Oh, I need to get reduced mana cost too. That'll really help. I forgot. So right now, lightning arrow is costing 19 mana, and I'm firing it like 8,000 times a second. Yeah, it doesn't help, but the Quill Rain definitely doesn't help the mana management. I mean, it's still doing decent damage, but it's about to fall off real quick. Especially once I add Tornado and Hydrosphere into the build. Ooh-wee. And then we're going to be eating up mana like crazy. Oh, and I put Lightning Warp back in, huh? Nope, sure didn't. Alright, let's see. Should we go... Yeah, let's go reduce mana cost. We'll grab this wheel, and then we'll go up and grab Leech and more accuracy. Yeah, more accuracy and crit chance. Here, we'll grab these wheels, too. Okay. Dude, it's so nice they're getting rid of the walls. Or they're going to allow you to get rid of the walls. So good. Yeah, the walls blocking projectiles was not the business, dude. That was not a good move. I don't know why they thought that was going to be like good. Like, hey, we're going to put these things up to where you can't fire your projectiles through them. Alright, it's almost Mage Blood time, too. Once we put the Mage Blood on, we're just going to fly through this motherfucker. I forgot to take off the Lightning Warp. Let's see if it kills me. It might get me killed. Okay, cool. It didn't that time. Nice. Oh, nice. We're 38 now. Sick. Okay. Let's go get GMP. Get GMP. That motherfucker out of there. You do Herald of Ice with Trinity too. I need to get a quad or tri-elemental on my bow first. And do faster attacks. Then we could sock it in. Oh shit, you know what I forgot to grab? Whoops. I forgot to grab Hydrosphere. Oh, it's on the second page, that's why. Alright. Got that. Got that. Sick. Alright, let's go. Now we're just gonna... Everything's just getting laced, dude. That's it. Everything's getting laced up. This is such a cool item, too. I mean, a Zenith's Mark is always really cheap, too. But being able to socket 4 different spells to proc with any bow attack is pretty goddamn solid. Looks like our mana is doing okay. It's doing a lot better than it was. Alright, Piety, come on. Oh shit. Yeah, this is probably lightning work, probably gonna get me killed right here, but that's alright. Yep. I already knew it. Take that shit out. This is the very first build I ever played. Yeah, I gotta turn that shit down. Okay, and then after that, we'll focus on some defenses before we actually get into Act 6. Whoops. It's time to... Whoops, what the fuck am I doing, dude? I wasn't even paying attention. Jesus. I was just like clicking on one area. I thought I was already at Piety. Oh, that's funny. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm all zoned out. I'm so fucking beat. I'm so tired today. I got pretty drunk last night, dude. I really gotta tone that shit down during the week. You gotta save that shit for the weekend. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I should have kept that off. Fuck, I'll take it off right now. Oops. Dude, Hydrosphere is such a cool skill, too. I like it. Damn. I walked right into that slam, dude. This fucking boss fight's so hectic sometimes. I have no idea what's even going on most of the time. I know you gotta kill his 3 little clones on the side, then you can damage him, but other than that, it's just balls flying everywhere, slams on the ground. That fucking thing. See? Just random slams. I don't even know. Where's he at? Yep. There we go. I need a better bow, dude. My fucking damage is dog shit now. We're firing 1,000,000 miles a second, but it's not gonna matter if we're not doing any damage. Oh, I gotta go do my ascendancy too, I forgot. In fact, you know what we'll go do? Is we will go and swap this out. We need another mana flask in there. And then I need another life flask. Do I even have any? Oh, I do. Doesn't have to go back here anyway. The lightning nova, but it makes little sense to me. I will have to Google the gem. The new lightning nova. Let me look at it. You mean shock nova or lightning nova? You're talking about shock nova. So this is the original. This is the OG version of it, and then this is the transfigured version of it right here. So cast a ring of lightning around you, followed by a larger lightning nova. Each effect hits enemies caught in their area with lightning damage. So that's the original Shock Nova, and now the Transfigured Gem is Shock Nova per session. So it casts a ring of lightning around you, followed by a larger lightning nova. So it's just what's like 1/1, and then each effect hits enemies caught in their area with lightning damage, same as this. But then this then repeats with each repeat offset from the previous in the direction of your target. So what it seems like it's going to do is it's going to like it's going to continue to cast novas just in the direction of the target. That's what it seems. That's what I get from it. I don't know how many. It doesn't say how many times it repeats though. Maybe it just repeats once. But that's what it looks like. So it'll be like boom, boom, and then boom, boom again off in the direction of your target is what I think it's going to do. I'm sure you'll be able to modify it with support gems as well. God damn, bro. I can't believe it's already 8:30. I can't believe how fast time goes by. It's fucking insane. Oh, I gotta check something real quick. Yeah, it's always, dude, always, it's always, I don't know if it's like a language thing over in New Zealand, but all of their, all of the wording in this, in this game is just absolute dog shit. I don't know who does that, but maybe they just they like phrase things differently over there. I don't know. It's weird. But it'll be like, let me try to find a good example of it. It'll be like, okay, here's a perfect example. Damage over time multiplier with attacks, or damage over time multiplier with attack skills. It'll be like that. There'll be like two different wordings of things when it should just be one phrase for everything. It should just be damage over time multiplier. That's it. With attacks or with spells. That's it. It shouldn't just be with the bow skills, with this skill, with that. It's like all over the place. It's so weird. I don't understand why they just make it like, this is just it. It makes it so much more simple that way. And especially when you're like trying to search for trade and stuff. It's really annoying. All right. All right, I gotta test something real quick. Hold up. All right. I should have got artillery ballista too. Oh, this is gonna get me killed 100%. I gotta take this shit out. Imagine just lightning warping into one of his slams. Ugh. I see that shit happening for sure. Yeah, dude, Reliquarian's going to be absolutely off the charts. This is yeah, my damage sucks right now, dude. You're top west south. Oh, okay. Yeah, Reliquarian is going to be absolutely cracked, dude. We don't really know yet. We've seen so far what the items are. The items they displayed are already really good, but you know there could be really really busted shit on there. We don't know yet. We gotta see what the whole ascendancy tree looks like. So far, so good though. I'm sure it's going to be nothing short of cracked. It's going to be true PoE fashion. Just the aura one is really busted. And then Astra Menace, free Astra Menace is crazy. And then the Widow Hail one, dude, come on. That Widow Hail will stack with your Widow Hail, so you have 350% increased off of your quiver. It's crazy. That's some wild shit. What do you have questions on the? Well, we haven't even seen the gems yet. We haven't seen the full gems. We don't know what any of the numbers look like. I'm sure they're going to release the 2020 versions on one before the league starts, but they look pretty cool though. I like the sweep redo. Pretty sick how you're dropping the hammers and shit. The changes they made to the fonts in the lab are pretty sick too. How you can pick the transfigured gem version that you want. So no more of this shit where you have to like just guess or and hope you get the one that you want. Why do I have these in here? That's so weird. Oh yeah, I was trying to put the other. I don't remember what I was trying to do. All right, cool. Let's see what this shit looks like. Sorry, guys. I'm like doing two different things at once. Trying to get this website up making a new Path of Exile crafting tool for us. So let's see if this looks like real quick. Oh wow, that actually looks pretty good. That will work. Whoa, 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 what the fuck? That's wild. How many tiers are there on Craft of Exile? Let's see something real quick. I gotta check something real fast. Sorry, guys. I have to check something real quick. Okay. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. I had to fix something real quick. Dude, Warcraft, the reveal was awesome, man. I thought it was great. I thought it was fucking great. I think this is just going to be huge. It's going to be a huge league. Basically, the only thing not nerfed is totems this league. Will have worse retention than... Wait, what? Really? You think so? Socketing a golem is worse than nothing at all? Can you explain? I don't know why beeswax. Why do you say that? They didn't really make too many changes from what I saw. Like as far as like skills. I mean, they nerfed some stuff, but it wasn't like across the board nerfs or anything. They nerfed Liege of the Primordial, but we all saw that coming, I thought. There's a gang of skills that didn't really get touched. Kinetic Blast of Clustering still didn't get touched. Absolution got way giga buffed. There's like, I don't know, I saw a lot of buffs in there. But I think it's going to be pretty fun. I liked it. I think I would have to wholeheartedly disagree about the retention. I think it's going to be quite good this league. In fact, I thought the clustering is for good people. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm gonna use it at first to golems where socket and go. Yeah. I mean, but they were kind of like mandatory, right? If you're running an elementalist, like I don't disagree with the change at all. Like, there's so many different builds you can make that aren't golems. Like, just don't play them, you know. Like I put together a really good Vol Absolution Necromancer, and it got giga buffed with the Vol Absolution buff. It's got 40% more damage now, so it's going to do... It was already being able to do tier 17, so it should be way, way, way better this league. I mean, slams got touched a little bit, right? They got nerfed. The overexertion got nerfed a little bit, all that. But it wasn't anything like catastrophic, I don't think. I don't know, maybe I looked over something, but I didn't think it was too bad. Oh, look, I think it's some water. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because I didn't get that from reading it. Maybe I just have to go over them again. Well, no, I said, can you elaborate? I said I'd refill my water. Let's see. Golems didn't need to like be awesome. You slot the 4 and pick a skill. Now you probably have to only take stone and make some dumbass fizz build. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, beeswax. I don't know. I think you're too hung up on the golem change, dude. Honestly. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. Oh, man. I'm stoked on the changes that they made, dude. I think it's gonna be a banger fucking league. I like the league mechanic too. I think it's a very cool idea. I like the theme of it. I hope so. Well, they also said in the Q&A that they doubled the ground loot that was dropping. And then on top of that, they're adding fracture, because they're removing harbingers, so they're adding fracturing orbs to the regular ground loot that can drop. And then they said they were doubling the amount of like quality core, loot that can drop. Not like alteration orbs, but like good orbs, good quality. Yeah, I don't know how accurate that is, Beeswax, because before they buffed Leisure the Primordial, people were playing Elementalist a lot for a lot of different builds. There's like a lot of Ignite builds. They have like Ignite slams. There's all sorts of shit you can do with Elementalist. That all damage can ignite. Shaper of Flame is so good. It's such a good ascendancy node. And then you also have like Convergence, and then you have Shaper of Storms too, which is awesome. All damage shocks. Well, I mean, Yeah, no, you'd be using elemental damage for ignite, right? Isn't that the ignite is elemental damage, correct? Even if it's coming off of physical or something. I mean, let's check it out. Let's see what let's just check it out. Let's take out golems out of the equation. Let's see. Let's check it out. Let's look at all elementalists, right? Elementalists at 16%. Let's take Liege of the Primordial. And so it's 97%, so at least 3% of people that were not using it. So we're only going to look at builds that were not using Liege of the Primordial. So you have Penance Brand, Blade Vortex, Sunder. These are all ignites. Blade Vortex, Sunder, Penance Brand. That's all kind of elemental. I mean, it's fizz, but it's a spell. Eviscerate, Ethereal Knives, Sunder, Discharge, that's elemental. Blade Vortex is cold, that's elemental. Arc, Lightning, that's elemental. Lightning Tendrils. Firestorm, that's elemental. I mean, there's like, dude, there's like, you see what I'm saying though? Like, there's just like, I think once in an ascendancy gets like a, how do you say it? Like an identity like that, where you're like, oh, it's just the golem build, right? But there's like, there's plenty of viable builds for each ascendancy. I think that's just like, if you're just looking at the meta and basing it off of that, then it's obviously going to be a problem, right? You're going to say, oh, well, they're taking away the meta build, or the meta framework, I guess you would call it, because it's like that build goes with everything, pretty much, the golems do. But I'm sure there's plenty of other viable things you can do with the Elementalist that have to do with elemental damage. But that's just one ascendancy. I mean, nothing really else got touched. In fact, all the ascendancy changes that I saw besides that were pretty much buffs, aside from the Chieftain one. The Chieftain one got nerfed. The Explode one got nerfed by like half the damage. Check the price on Liege. I don't know what you mean, but what do you mean by that? Well, it's 10% chance to explode, but for 250% of life instead of 500%. So like the damage portion got nerfed a bit, but the chance to explode got buffed a little bit. I mean, we all knew that the Liege of the Primordial thing was going to get whacked, dude. We all knew that. That was on like every single beat. Oh, Forbidden Flesh. That's that was on like everybody's bingo card that I saw, was Liege of the Primordial getting nerfed. And you know how they do it, dude. When they nerf shit, they just fucking remove it, just like they did with Hex Blast, and nobody's using that shit anymore. I'm sure the people will find plenty of elementalist builds to make that are elemental based. It's not though. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not. All right, guys, that's it for me, man. I'm out for the night. I got to put together this video anyway. I'm going to do a patch overview video. But that's it. I'll be back on tomorrow night. Y'all have a good night, man.